The years after 60 carry a weight that no one warns you about, the weight of carrying too much for too long. You have found your way to mindfulness, and that is no accident. What follows are 11 reflections rooted in genuine Buddhist teaching, each one built to help you set down what is unnecessary and finally give your full attention to what truly matters. Let us begin. 1. The weight of comparison. For most of your life, you were measured by income, by title, by how your children turned out, by how your body looked, by how far you had climbed. Somewhere along the way, this measuring became a habit of the mind, running quietly in the background even now. Buddhist teaching points to a simple but uncomfortable truth. Comparison is a form of suffering we create ourselves. It does not come from the world. It comes from a mind that insists on ranking itself against others. After 60, this habit can grow heavier, not lighter, because the list of things to compare only grows longer. But here is the invitation. You do not have to keep score anymore. Your worth was never a number. Picture the mind as a still pond, and comparison as a stone thrown into it over and over, never letting the water settle. Each time you notice yourself measuring your life against another's, gently withdraw your hand. Let the stone stay on the shore. The pond does not need to prove anything to be beautiful, neither do you. Tonight and in the years ahead, practice this quiet release. Watch how much lighter the mind becomes when it finally stops keeping score. 2. When the roles fall away. For decades, you were known by what you did. A provider, a caretaker, an employee, a parent whose days were shaped entirely around others' needs. These roles gave you purpose, but they were never the whole of who you are. As life moves into its later chapters, many of these roles quietly loosen their grip, and this can feel like a kind of grief. Buddhist understanding offers a different way to see it. The self was never identical to its roles. It was always something deeper, something that watched and experienced life through many changing forms. When a role ends, nothing essential in you is lost. Only a costume is set down. Think of an actor who has played many parts across a long career. When the final curtain falls on one role, the actor does not disappear. They simply stand, unmasked, ready for whatever comes next. This is you now, not less than you were, but finally visible without the costume. There is a quiet dignity in this unmasking, if you allow yourself to see it that way. You do not need a title to matter. You already do, simply by being aware, breathing, and present in this moment. 3. Arriving into the present. So much of life is spent leaning forward toward the next milestone, the next responsibility, the next problem to solve. This leaning becomes so constant that many people forget how to simply stand still inside their own life. Buddhist practice teaches that the present moment is the only place where peace can actually be found, because the past is memory and the future is imagination. Neither can be touched directly. Only now can be touched. After 60, something remarkable becomes possible. The urgency that once pulled you forward begins to ease, and for the first time in years, you may actually be able to arrive fully into this single moment. Notice the cup of tea in your hands. Notice the light through the window. Notice your own breath moving in and out without any effort from you at all. This is not a small thing. It is the doorway to everything Buddhist teaching calls awakening. You do not need a mountain retreat to practice this. You only need to stop here, now, and notice that you have already arrived. Let this moment be enough. Let it be complete exactly as it is, without needing anything added to it. 4. Simplifying what you carry. Over a long life, the mind quietly collects things. Opinions about how life should go, grudges that never fully healed, possessions kept out of habit rather than need, expectations of how others should behave. All of this accumulates, often without notice, until the heart feels crowded and tired. Buddhist wisdom teaches a gentle discipline here, not one of harsh denial, but of honest simplification. Ask yourself, quietly and without judgment, what you are still carrying that no longer serves you. Perhaps it is a story about a wrong done to you decades ago. Perhaps it is a belief that you must always be useful to be worthy of rest. Imagine setting down a heavy basket you have carried so long you forgot it was even in your hands. Notice how your shoulders rise, how your breath deepens the instant it touches the ground. You do not have to fix everything you have carried. You only have to notice it and choose, item by item, what still deserves a place in your heart. This is not loss. This is spaciousness. And spaciousness, in Buddhist understanding, is where peace has room to grow. Let this season of life become your season of setting down. 5. Making peace with the past. The past has a way of visiting uninvited, especially in quiet hours. A decision you regret, a relationship that ended badly, words you wish you had never said or wish you had said sooner. Buddhist teaching does not ask you to pretend these things did not happen, nor to forget them entirely. It asks something gentler. It asks you to stop punishing yourself for being human. Every action you took at the time came from the understanding you had in that moment, limited as it may have been. You cannot judge your past self by the wisdom you hold today, because that wisdom did not exist yet. Picture your past as a path already walked, visible behind you, but no longer beneath your feet. You do not need to keep walking it in your mind. Return your attention gently to the ground you are standing on now. This does not mean the past was meaningless. It shaped the very awareness you now bring to this moment. Let it be your teacher, not your prison. When old memories arise, acknowledge them with a quiet nod, the way you might greet an old acquaintance passing by, and then let them continue on their way. You are allowed to be at peace with a past you cannot change. 6. Patience with a changing body. The body after 60 speaks a new language. It moves slower, tires sooner, aches in places it never used to. For many, this becomes a source of quiet frustration, even shame. But Buddhist understanding offers a different lens. The body was never meant to remain the same. It was always a changing, temporary form, borrowed for this lifetime and returned eventually to the elements. Fighting this truth only adds suffering to what is already a natural unfolding. There is a different kind of strength available now, one built not on resisting change, but on meeting it with patience. When the knees ache climbing stairs, when the eyes need more light to read, this is not failure. It is simply the honest nature of a living body moving through time. Treat your body the way you would treat an old and faithful companion, one who has carried you loyally for decades and now asks only for gentleness in return. Speak to it kindly. Rest when it asks for rest. This patience is itself a form of practice, quietly training the mind to accept reality as it is rather than as we wish it to be. In this acceptance, surprising peace becomes possible, even within a body that is aging exactly as it should. 7. Deepening the relationships that remain. There is a particular kind of clarity that arrives after 60 regarding people. You begin to notice which relationships nourish you and which quietly drain you, which conversations leave you lighter and which leave you heavy without knowing why. Buddhist teaching places enormous value on the quality of our connections, understanding that we are shaped constantly by those we spend our time with. This is not a call to cut people off harshly, but an invitation to bring more awareness into how you invest your remaining time and attention. Consider the people who have earned a place in your inner circle simply through years of habit, rather than through genuine warmth or honesty. It takes courage to admit that some connections were built more from convenience than from real closeness. At the same time, this stage of life offers a beautiful opportunity to deepen the bonds that do matter. A grandchild's laughter, a lifelong friend's steady presence, a sibling with whom old wounds might finally be softened. Buddhist practice encourages us to bring full attention to these relationships rather than a distracted, half-present version of ourselves. When you sit with someone you love, truly listen. Set aside the phone, the errand, the wandering thought about tomorrow. Let your presence be a gift, because, in truth, presence is the most valuable thing any of us can offer another person. Time is no longer infinite, and this is not a sad realization, but a clarifying one. It reminds you exactly where your attention deserves to go. Choose the relationships that reflect kindness, honesty, and mutual care, and give them your fullest heart. Let go, gently, of the ones that only ever asked for your time without ever nourishing your spirit. This is not selfishness. It is wisdom applied to the years you still have and to the love you still have left to give. 8. Meaning beyond productivity. For most of your working life, your value may have quietly become tied to output, what you produced, what you accomplished, how efficiently you filled your hours. This belief runs so deep in modern life that when productivity naturally slows with age, many people feel a hidden sense of shame, as though they are somehow failing simply by resting. Buddhist wisdom offers a profound correction to this belief. A person's worth was never measured by their usefulness to a system, a job, or even to their family. It was always rooted in something far simpler, the very fact of being aware, present, and capable of compassion. Consider a tree in late autumn, its leaves fallen, its branches bare. It has stopped producing fruit for the season, yet it is not considered worthless. It is simply resting, gathering strength quietly beneath the surface, exactly as it should at this stage of its life. You are allowed the same grace. A slow morning spent watching birds outside your window carries real value, even if nothing is produced from it. An afternoon spent simply being present with a cup of tea is not wasted time. It is, in fact, closer to the heart of what Buddhist practice has always pointed toward, a life lived with awareness rather than a life measured by achievement. This does not mean ambition disappears entirely, nor should it, but it means ambition no longer needs to be the master of your days. Let meaning come instead from small, genuine moments, a kind word offered to a stranger, a walk taken slowly enough to notice the sky, a memory shared with someone who needed to hear it. These moments will not appear on any resume, yet they are exactly the kind of life the wisest teachings have always pointed us toward. Give yourself full permission to measure your days not by what you produced, but by how fully you were present within them. 9. Facing mortality with clarity. This is perhaps the most tender subject of all, and yet Buddhist teaching approaches it not with fear, but with remarkable honesty. Death is not treated as a distant tragedy to avoid discussing, but as a natural and certain part of life, deserving of quiet reflection rather than denial. After 60, this reality often becomes harder to push aside, and many people carry a low, constant hum of anxiety about it, even if they never speak the thought aloud. Buddhist wisdom suggests a different relationship with this truth. Rather than avoiding thoughts of mortality, it encourages gently facing them, because clear awareness of impermanence is exactly what allows a person to value the time they still have. Consider a candle burning steadily through the night. It does not resist its own melting, nor does it dim its light out of fear of eventually going out. It simply burns fully, giving warmth and light for as long as it is able. This is the invitation being offered to you now. Not to fear the ending, but to burn fully, brightly and honestly for the time that remains. Fear of death often comes from unfinished business, words unsaid, forgiveness not yet given, moments not yet lived fully. Much of this can still be addressed, gently and without panic, simply by turning toward what matters most and giving it your attention now rather than later. Reflecting on mortality is not morbid. It is, in Buddhist understanding, one of the most clarifying practices available to a human mind, because it strips away the illusion that we have unlimited time to get things right. You do not need to have all the answers about what comes after this life. You only need to meet this truth with quiet honesty, allowing it to sharpen your appreciation for the ordinary, precious moments still ahead of you. In this way, even the awareness of death becomes a teacher of how to truly live. 10. Cultivating a quiet mind in a noisy world. The modern world rarely offers silence anymore. Screens, notifications, endless opinions and updates fill nearly every quiet corner that used to belong to reflection. For a mind trained over 60 years to expect constant stimulation, true stillness can initially feel uncomfortable, even unsettling. Buddhist practice teaches that this discomfort is simply the mind unlearning a habit, not a sign that something is wrong. A quiet mind is not an empty mind, nor a bored one. It is a mind finally given enough space to notice what has always been present beneath the noise, awareness itself. Consider a glass of water that has been shaken and stirred constantly for years. Its contents look cloudy, unclear, restless. Only when it is finally set down and left undisturbed does the sediment settle and the water becomes clear again. Your mind works exactly the same way. Sitting quietly for even a few minutes each day, breathing naturally without reaching for a screen or a distraction, allows the sediment of constant stimulation to slowly settle. This is not about achieving perfect silence or forcing thoughts away. It is about allowing the mind, gradually and gently, to remember its own natural clarity. Start small. A few quiet minutes in the morning before the day's noise begins. A walk without headphones, simply noticing the sounds already present around you. A meal eaten slowly, without a screen nearby, tasting each bite fully. These small practices, repeated daily, retrain a mind that has spent decades running towards stimulation. Over time, you may notice something unexpected. The quiet no longer feels empty. It begins to feel like coming home. This clear, settled mind is exactly the kind of foundation Buddhist wisdom points to as the true source of peace available to you regardless of your age, your health, or your circumstances. 11. The legacy that truly lasts. When people think of legacy, they often think of things that can be counted. Money left behind, property divided, achievements recorded somewhere official. Buddhist teaching gently redirects this understanding toward something far more lasting and far more personal. The truest legacy a person leaves is not found in possessions, but in the quality of presence they offered to others while alive. Every act of patience, every moment of genuine listening, every small kindness extended without expectation of return, these ripple outward long after we are gone, shaping the people who received them in ways that outlast any inheritance. Consider a single candle used to light many others. Its own flame is not diminished by the lighting of new ones, yet its warmth continues on through each new light it created. This is the nature of a life lived with compassion and presence. It does not end simply because the body does. It continues quietly through every person who was touched by your patience, your honesty, your willingness to truly see them. After 60, there is often a natural pull to consider what will remain once you are gone. Buddhist wisdom suggests that the most meaningful answer has little to do with what you own and everything to do with how you loved, how fully you listened, and how honestly you tried to live according to your values. This legacy cannot be written into a will, yet it is the one most likely to be remembered in the quiet moments of those who knew you. Consider, gently, what kind of presence you wish to leave in the hearts of the people around you, starting today, in this very ordinary moment. It is never too late to shape this legacy, because it is built not through grand gestures, but through the accumulated weight of small, sincere moments offered one at a time for as long as you are given breath to offer them. These 11 reflections are not a finish line, but a gentle path you can return to again and again. Buddhist wisdom does not ask for perfection, only sincerity, one quiet moment at a time. As you move through the years ahead, may you release what no longer matters and hold gently to what truly does. If these words brought you any peace tonight, consider staying a little longer and returning again tomorrow. May you walk the rest of your path with clarity, patience, and a heart finally at rest.